So now we're going to be going into the world of different cryptocurrencies. So we're going to be exploring more in depth now the difference between different tokens like Bitcoin and Ethereum and the other assets that exist on their networks and different things like NFTs. The world is full of different types of cryptocurrencies. It may seem simple on the surface when you look at the names, they all look the same to you, just the letters are different. But functionally speaking, if we want to get more complex in the cryptocurrency space, we need to know exactly what these different tokens do, what their function is, where they belong so that we can use them for our maximum benefit. The types of tokens that we'll be covering today include coins, native tokens, wrapped tokens, smart contract tokens, synthetic fiat, which is stablecoins, farm and pool tokens, NFTs, and shitcoins. The first and foremost coin is Bitcoin. There is only one coin. Calling any other token a coin is to compare them to Bitcoin, which is fundamentally not an accurate representation, is it? Because we don't have any replacements for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the one and only original cryptocurrency, and it is the only coin. So trying to call anything else a coin is asinine and inane. Bitcoin is functionally dumb, which means that it takes a very long time for new upgrades to be implemented in the network. This makes Bitcoin extremely slow moving, but it's also part of its appeal. The reason why Bitcoin is so trusted is because nobody can make changes to the network. So you can see here that it's a lot like gold. It has been around for a long time, it's very hard to change, and people trust it. This also means that it cannot do things that other cryptocurrencies can do. Bitcoin cannot perform its own banking functions. Bitcoin cannot deploy smart contracts, not yet at least. For this reason, Bitcoin exists in its own realm as pristine collateral, and we use other blockchains to achieve other things, like our native tokens. Native tokens are tokens that are native to their existing blockchain. ETH is the native token of the Ethereum network. Sol is the native token to the Solana network. Matic is the native token to the Polygon network, which was originally called Matic. All of these tokens are required to perform transactions on the host blockchain. So if you have an Ethereum wallet and you want to perform a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain, you need to pay for that transaction in ETH. This means that anytime you have a new wallet that you open up, it always needs to include a small amount of the native token for the blockchain that you're transacting on. Otherwise, you won't be able to pay for transactions. Recently, with the advent of layer 2 blockchains, we have optimism networks, for example, on the Ethereum network. These layer 2s do not have native tokens of their own. So we put over a small amount of Ethereum into those blockchains, and we pay for transactions on those layer 2 blockchains with Ethereum. This is a more nuanced application of the native token theory and philosophy, but that's okay because generally speaking, not many people transact on these networks. People are transacting on the main blockchain, but if you want cheaper gas, feel free to use those layer 2s. Wrapped tokens. In order to take a cryptocurrency from its native blockchain to another blockchain where it doesn't belong, it needs to be wrapped. For example, when you wrap Bitcoin, it can now be used within the Ethereum network. That's super beneficial for us because it actually increases the utility of Bitcoin. It enables it to be taken around and used for a whole bunch of different functions that previously it was not able to do. If you move something from Ethereum, for example, Ether, from Ethereum to Solana, it will become wrapped Ethereum. It will become WETH. More complex application of wrapping tokens comes from things like bridges. So you will have, instead of wrapped Bitcoin, you will have REN BTC. Instead of WBTC, you'll have REN BTC. This is a more complex application of the wrapping principle. Generally speaking, you'll never need to know about this, you'll never need to worry about it, but understanding why the W exists in front of certain cryptocurrencies when you're moving them around between the Bitcoin network to the Ethereum network to the Polygon network and around like this, it helps to understand what wrapping is and that you're transporting tokens to different blockchains where they're not native, and that increases their functionality. Smart contract tokens. Most tokens in the world are actually smart contract tokens. This is because they do not have a blockchain of their own to operate on. Think of almost any token and it will be a smart contract token. For example, Aave, Sushi, Uniswap, Chainlink, almost any token in the world is a smart contract token, which means it doesn't have its own blockchain to operate on. Most of them use the ERC20 standard, which means that they were built off the Ethereum network. You can also have smart contract tokens built on, for example, the Binance Smart Chain or the Tron network. Mainly Ethereum is the one that everybody uses. Stablecoins are cryptocurrency assets that are pegged to something. Generally speaking, this is the US dollar. Every stablecoin, which is a synthetic form of dollars, is pegged to the US dollar one for one, like USDT, for example, which is Tether. The safest stablecoins are the ones that are actually backed by verified reserves of dollars. So this would include things like USDC and BUSD. In the middle of the risk spectrum, we also have asset-backed stablecoins such as DAI. These are stablecoins that are backed by different collateral. You'll have a on-chain vault, and you'll have coins like Bitcoin or Ethereum will be placed into the vault in order to collateralize the DAI. The problem with this is that stablecoins are often put into these vaults as well to mint DAI, which means that they're just being backed by other stablecoins. This kind of creates a Ponzi scheme in of itself. The most dangerous on the risk spectrum are algorithmic stablecoins like ESD and FEI. Algorithmic stablecoins have nothing backing them. These are ones that use game theory essentially to try and protect the peg. These almost always blow up. It's not really a matter of if they will blow up, it's more a matter of when. So we here in the university highly recommend that you never put your money into algorithmic stablecoins. They're super, super dangerous. We recommend you think twice about putting your money into asset-backed stablecoins, and we highly recommend that you keep your money in capital-backed stablecoins, staked, pool, or farm tokens. These are tokens that are given to you to signify ownership in something else when you have the original token taken away from you. For example, if I put my Ethereum into a staking mechanism so that I can receive interest on my Ethereum, they will give me back SETH to signify that I have staked that Ethereum. The SETH is not worth anything. It's only worth something if I can exchange it and swap it back for the Ethereum that's within the staking mechanism and pull my original Ethereum back out again. This can get more complex. If you put your Ethereum into a farm, or if you have a pool token and you put it into a farm like in Uniswap, it may show you Uni-ETH. If it's an Ethereum USDT pair, it'll go Uni-ETH USDT. These can get extremely long and extremely convoluted depending on how complex you're getting with your farming activities. This is extremely complex, and we have a very comprehensive series of lessons on how to do farming and how to do centralized finance in the experience lessons. This is just a beginner's lesson, so just being aware of them should be enough for you at the moment, but if you want to get more complex, take those lessons. NFTs. NFTs are all the rage for a lot of people who believe that they can get rich quick by buying and selling different pictures. NFTs are non-fungible tokens, which means that each of them are unique. Non-fungible means they cannot be exchanged for another one. They are special in some way. Now, most of the NFTs that exist now are essentially picture exchange tokens. NFTs can also be like music tokens and things like this. Essentially, the NFT contains an address link to a picture somewhere else on the internet. The NFT itself, when you buy the NFT, does not actually contain the image. The image is not protected within that NFT. The only thing that an NFT has a link. The image is kept elsewhere. There is only a very small number of NFTs that exist in the cryptocurrency universe where the picture is actually contained within the token itself. If you do not have one of these NFTs, if you have an NFT where the picture is like a decent resolution above like a few pixels, then in all likelihood, your picture is being kept somewhere else on the internet that's not within that NFT. This means that it can essentially be stolen and replicated and multiplied as many times as other people like. You have ownership over the rights to that NFT, but you do not own the actual photograph. If you're interested in learning how to buy and sell NFTs, how to select high upside projects, how to get into the nuance of how to be a professional NFT trader, we have lessons for that in the experience lessons. So if you're feeling advanced, go ahead and take those lessons. Shitcoins. Shitcoins are like smart contract tokens, except these tokens serve absolutely no purpose whatsoever. You'll often find that shitcoins have their names as the names of animals or as memes, something completely pointless just to capture your attention. The popular one nowadays is Inu. This makes them into more like betting markets. So if Elon Musk comes out tomorrow and has like a chewing gum, for example, he releases a chewing gum, somebody will create a shitcoin called Elon Musk Chewing Gum Inu. And then people will start betting on the rise of that shitcoin. The only people that win from shitcoins are the people that created them. If you're buying and selling shitcoins, you will not make money from them. It's a fact of life that people who buy and sell shitcoins are losers. They're gamblers and they will never make any money in the long run because they're obsessed with trying to get rich quick. This is a faulty mentality because the market does not reward gamblers. The people like myself and the people that I know are systematically creating these tokens to absolutely exploit the underinformed masses, trying to induce them into buying and selling these pieces of shit so that they could profit for themselves. And that's all there is to it. There's no utility to these things. If you buy one of these things, it's likely that you were tricked into buying it through some sort of marketing campaign. They will either target your hype, your greed, or they will target your good nature. Some of them falsely claim to give money to charities. Some of them falsely claim to solve world hunger or something like this. Whatever they are a scam. Often, shitcoins will also take the guise of a legitimate project as well. So you have to be very careful. At the end of the day, unless a crypto is solving a real world problem, it's most likely a shitcoin and it should be avoided. So in summary, it's always useful to remember which tokens belong to which blockchain. So if you have a wallet and you're buying and selling cryptocurrencies, you can have a little bit of that native token on that wallet so that you can pay for transaction fees and things won't become stuck in your wallets. Token codes don't get too complicated unless you're starting to talk about bridges, pooling, staking, and farming. You don't really have to worry about that unless you're getting involved in actual decentralized finance. For the most part, as complicated as most people are going to see is wrap tokens, and they're basically the same as all other tokens. Fiat and asset-based stablecoins with verified reserves are the safest to keep your money in. If you're going to be using stablecoins, we recommend making sure that those stablecoins you select have those verified dollar reserves backing them. They are the safest that you can have. And finally, shitcoins are speculative assets that solve no purpose, they have no functions, and they will often be designed as real projects. They are scams, absolutely, and you should never be buying them. Generally, you don't need to know the difference between all of these in order to trade successfully. However, when you're getting more complex, yes, sometimes we want to be knowing the difference between all of these so that you know where to buy and sell them, where to send them, what their functions are, so that you can make the most money possible.